told the team we followed our worst game of the year probably with our best. So with everything that's happened with us this year, I think at the end of the day you can't question. Is this working? Is that working? Okay. I don't think you can question the heart that this team has, because obviously this Tuesday was a real gut punch for everybody. Sort of bounce back like this with two real good practices and preparation. Good to see us come out and play like that.
Raise your hand. We'll get the mic to you. Colin?
What did you see out of Logan tonight? And I guess what about him makes him, I guess, a Friday night starter in the SEC?
Well, I mean, he didn't give up any runs, so that always is a nice place to start on a Friday night. Fastball velocity was good. I think I saw up to 93. Had good command, kept the ball down, did not fall behind many hitters. And he also threw his off-speed pitches for strikes enough to keep them off balance. And so I'm most proud of the fact that he went into the seventh inning, showed great poise, had a couple errors behind him that he didn't let bother him. He got a double play after one, got the next guy out after another. So to me, that's a guy that's really, really making nice progress. I think Skylar's doing a really, really nice job with him in terms of bringing him along. And so if he pitches like that, he is a Friday night guy.
How validating is it a move? You know, I know that last week he did it kind of more for circumstance because of the short week, but how validating is it for you, the fact that he has given you these two performances back-to-back in a row?
Well, I just think it's a credit to the kid. That's our focus, is we gave him the ball because we thought he could get the job done, and he did. So credit goes to the kid right there, and the team played really well behind him. So at the end of the day, it's about those kids, and he did a great job, and his team behind him did a great job.
Mark, how good was it to see TJ in the lineup tonight and performing the way he did, and did that give you guys a lift, do you think?
Yeah, anytime we've looked back at all the box scores from this year. It's amazing. Every time we've had double-digit scoring, TJ's been right in the middle of it, and he had 4 RBIs tonight. He's one of our key players. That's not a secret to anybody. And with him being back in there, I think that does give us a lift. It stretches our lineup, and it gives us a speed and power dimension that out of one player that is real special. So with him in there, obviously we're a better offense.
Sawyer's had 3 good outings over the last, I guess, his last 3 outings, I guess. Just what have you seen out of him, and what does he do that kind of keeps hitters off balance?
Well, he's our best competitor, without question. We have some really good competitors on this team. He's the best. He's not at full health right now, but he's finding ways to be successful. So that kid has as big a heart as you'll see in college baseball. He competes as hard as anybody, and he's a true winner. So he's got good stuff. He can get the fastball up to 92, but most of the time, you know, it's better off with a little less velocity throwing the two-seamer. But he has a good slider to keep him off balance, and at the end of the day, he competes and he wants the ball when it matters, and that's half the battle.
Hi, Mark.
How are you?
Good. I'm fair to middling, I guess. What did you say to your team after the game, and what do you look for them to do tomorrow to kind of keep this going? I know it's a whole nother game and a whole nother matchup tomorrow, but what did you say to them?
Yeah, well, I told them I was proud that after our worst game of the year, we played our best. And I told them that the last 2 days of preparation, I think they need to learn something from that when you get knocked down, you have 2 choices. We say it all the time, you get weaker, you get stronger. You figure out that adjustments have to happen. We did make some adjustments in our preparation, and I said I hope the lesson you learned here is that if you do something wrong and you make the adjustment and you get rewarded for it, that's what life's all about. That's what baseball is all about. So it kind of took the opportunity to make sure that they learned kind of a life lesson tonight, that we were really low on Tuesday. We picked ourselves up. We tweaked how we were going to prepare for this weekend, and it paid off.
With Sawyer, did you come into the expectation, or come into the year with expectations for him, just given the fact that he didn't pitch much in the fall, has had the shoulder problems? How has he kind of surpassed what you were thinking coming into the year?
Well, he's surpassed greatly. He didn't pitch for us this fall, so all we had heard about him was that he was a competitor, but we just don't know if he'll be healthy enough to pitch for us. The first time he threw was I think right before we started team spring practice, and he got up to 92, and the ball was coming out of his hand pretty good, and it was the first time we had ever seen him pitch. And so that first day we saw him pitch, we thought this guy might be a guy. Did we think we'd look up at this point in the season and he'd be as good as he is? No, I don't think there was any evidence up to that point that he could be this good. But with his stuff and with his competitiveness now, I'm not surprised. And he has far exceeded what you hoped coming into the year. But that being said, I think he's pitching to his ability too. You sure hope so. You sure hope so.
There's a looseness tonight, I think, with your team. How much of that do you attribute to the fact that as you've gotten guys back, this is about as whole as you've been to this point of the season?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it all starts with the guy on the mound. I think teams can look like they have a lot of energy and like they have a lot of pep in their step when the starter is dominating, and which he did tonight. And it kind of allows the offense to relax. And when you get some hits and you start scoring some runs, you look like a team that has energy and you're relaxed and you're having fun. If you're struggling on the mound and you're not hitting as well, then it looks like you're not into it as much. And most of the time, it's just, are you playing well? And when you play well, you tend to have that kind of energy, and you are loose.
Coach, is there a moment in the lead up to first pitch you noticed maybe yesterday and the day before that in the practice where you think, okay, these guys maybe starting to get the adjustments, they're starting to understand it all, where you envisioned a performance like this tonight?
I'll tell you, I noticed it our first day of practice, or at the beginning of practice on Wednesday, when we cranked that machine up to 92, 93, and guys couldn't catch up, truthfully, because we had mentioned that we thought our swings had gotten a little slower, a little longer, and I noticed it as soon as we cranked that machine up and guys couldn't catch up the first few rounds. And so to me, that proved that what we thought we were seeing. By the end of that workout, guys were starting to catch up again, and they were making the adjustments, and their swings were starting to tighten up a little bit. And then we saw the exact same thing yesterday in practice. So it's only one game, so we're not gonna anoint ourselves anything. But we did see that the adjustments in how we were preparing would pay off.
That was kind of my question, what the adjustments were, but having them go through that, did that create a big adjustment for them, or mentally as well, or confidence that fed into tonight, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the way we train our hitters during practice is really hard. And so I think when they start to see success in the workout session, they know that they can catch up to a good fastball in the game. Once again, it's all about trying to slow the game down. And for 2.5 to 3 weeks, we haven't had a chance to really do that as much as you want to, because we've been on the road. So, guys still have to go out there and do it in a game. But I just think I think it's probably a great reminder to our guys that they don't really always enjoy when we make practice hard on them, but the payoff is the games.
Coach, can you speak to Logan's development and his growth from opening day up to this point?
Yeah, tremendous growth, tremendous growth. Early in the season, he looked like a freshman trying to find his way. Now he looks like a guy that feels like he belongs and is pitching like that. And this has been back to back to back. I think he really turned the corner against North Carolina, and then last week obviously he was great again, and tonight he was even better. So that's the kind of development you want to see out of a freshman pitcher that has that kind of talent. You don't expect it from day one, but you want to see improvement, and his development has been exactly what it needs to be. And once again, I credit him and I credit Skylar, our pitching coach.
Any more questions for Coach?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.